All right, everybody, hello. This is Dave with the Compass Options Trading Room and the Alert Service, and I'm going to be doing a fairly brief presentation, I would say about 40 minutes, on the Compass Options Trading Room and Alert Service that we have here at Rightline. We'll be talking about a couple of pieces of software that I use to find the highest probability trade setups, and I'll be going over specifically the Alert Service and the two pieces of software that I use, which is the Compass system for institutional, finding what the institutions are doing, and the Dominator system, which finds what the market internals are doing. We'll tie those all together and show you exactly how it works, and show you some results that we've had recently from both the Alert Service and the trading room. So again, I'll be here in just a little bit. If you can hear me and see my screen okay, if you go ahead and put a yes in the question box, so I'll know that that I'm coming across loud and clear. You can see the screen that says Compass Dominator Trading Room and Alert Service 526. Okay, good. I'll see it. Great. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay, I'll be back in just a little bit. We got a lot of people logging in, so I want to give them time to get logged in. We'll start probably right around 4:30, maybe 4:32, something like that, so everybody gets logged in. So again, welcome. Thanks so much for being here, especially on a Friday into a long weekend. The audio dropped out, Edwin. Yeah, I turned the audio off while people are getting ready to log in here. I'm getting ready to start here in just a couple of minutes. We still got a lot of people coming into the room, so I want to give people time to sign in, but I am cognizant of your time, and I'm going to try to keep this as brief as possible and introduce you to the Compass alert service, as well as the Compass and Dominator software that I use to find these high probability trades. So again, just another minute or so, we'll get started. All right, everybody, let's get started here. Again, this is Dave. I'm with the Compass Options Trading Room and Alert Service, and I use a couple of pieces of software to find the highest probability trade setups, as well as some technical analysis. So I'm going to go over the alert service, how it works, who it's for, and then we'll go into some detailed specs on how the service has been working, how the room has been working as far as trade success is concerned, and then we'll go into over some charts to talk about how the finding the highest probability trade works, so you can actually see these pieces of software in action. So again, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Everybody coming in on a Friday before a Memorial Day weekend is that's very impressive. I appreciate it. So I very much appreciate your time. All right, so we'll get started here. Again, we're going to be talking about the Compass Dominated Trading Room and Alert Service. And I have to do the usual disclaimer first. All signals and trading opportunities we provide here, whether it's oral, written, or electronic, for educational and demonstration purposes only. Trading is very risky, so you should never trade with more money than you can afford to lose. And neither myself or Right Line Trading are licensed financial advisors, so we won't be giving financial advice. All right, first thing I want to talk about a little bit is about the market itself and what moves the market and what doesn't move the market. This is just kind of just a little graphical slide here, showing the markets consist of many retail traders. The retail traders of these marbles, these should be little tiny marbles really, but we're made up of retail traders, and that's all of us right here. And this big marble back up here is the institutions, and the institutions are things such as Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, HSBC, the hedge funds, lots and lots of hedge funds, also mutual funds, Vanguard Fund, T. Rowe Price, all of these big funds, and then there's a big 401ks that are also institutional traders. Now, a lot of these institutional traders, or a lot of institutional institutions have trading desks, but they also have algos, which are computerized trades that follow the market, follow the news, follow different technicals on the stocks, and they drive about 80 to 85% of all the trades that are done by algos and institutions. This is where the market moves. So this is what actually moves the market. We as retail traders, we can't move the market at all. If we're in a trade and the institutions aren't in there, the trade is basically just going to be a lot of chaos and chop. It's going to chop around. There's not going to be any direction to it. There's not going to be any consistent moves to it. Once the institutions come in, then they can move the trade any way they want to. They can move it bullish. They can move it bearish. And once they get in and start to do that, that's where the trend is going to be. And what our purpose with the compass system and the dominator system, as I using those in the room, our purpose is to identify when the institutions are in the trades and take those trades. In other words, follow the institutions, whether they're long or short. We're going to follow these trades. So that's what this software will do, and this is what I do in my room. So this is the key. Find out what the institutions are doing and follow them. If they're not in the trade, don't be in the trade. All right, so I kind of want to go over the compass system and the dominator system. The compass system, and I'll go over what this is. The compass system is a piece of software that identifies when institutions are in trade, either long or short, and when they're not in a trade. The dominator system is looking at market internals, and market internals are looking at the number of stocks moving up on up volume and upticks versus the number of stocks moving down on down volume and downticks. And I'll go over all of that, but I just wanted to show you what some of the results have been here. And this is from 10/1, October 1st to December 28th. This is the last quarter of last year. And the reason I chose that was because the dominator system was introduced in October 1st. So the dominator system, there was no way to check for market internals until the dominator system came out, which was on October 1st. So what I did was I looked at trades that I took between October 1st and December 28th. And I looked at the ones that used just the compass system. And when I say just the compass system, that means the dominator system was neutral. It was not showing any particular bullish or bearish sentiment. It was neutral. So these are trades that I was looking at that the institutions were in, and I was trading long with the institutions, short with the institutions, but the dominator was not giving me any market internals. So that particular element of the high probability criteria was missing. But anyway, on the compass system, we did 129 wins and 12 losses, basically a 90.2% win rate. This is typically the win rate in the room and on the alert service runs between about 85 and 92% over time, every month and over a year. And now on the compass and dominator trade, when I lined up the compass system, in other words, the institutions were in buying or selling, and the market internals were also showing me that there was a large number of stocks going up on up volume and upticks versus the stocks going down on down volume downticks, such as 700 stocks going up and 100 going down. Those would be bullish, and vice versa for the bearish. When I took the trades on the compass dominator combination setup from 10/1 to 12/28, I had 113 wins and 2 losses. Again, the number of trades is fewer because the dominator system doesn't always, the market internals don't always line up. A lot of times there'll be just as much buying as there is selling. And our job then is to identify which of the stocks are being moved by the institutions. But this had 113 wins, 2 losses, 97.4% win rate, which is pretty astronomical and pretty hard to maintain. I honestly don't think we could do this over a year, but we would likely could do in the low 90s on these if we wait for these, but it takes patience. So that's just the two systems from October to December and how they performed by itself, the compass system and the compass dominator trades. All right, and I just want to talk a little bit about the current, what our current trading has been like in the room and on the alert service. We finished up April with 19 wins in a row, and we started with 10 wins in a row in May. So we had 29 wins in a row in the room and on the alert service. And I use investing $2,000 in each trade. I'm just using a baseline. You know, how much can you put into a trade? You can put 500, you can put 1,000, put 5,000. Everybody has different risks that they take and different amounts they trade with. But I just wanted to use this as a baseline. So if you put $2,000 in each trade, you would have had about $11,241, a little over $11,000 in profit for those 29 trades from April 20th to May 5th. So that was pretty impressive. We don't always do 29 wins in a row, but it was a nice way to end April and start May. And this is just a spreadsheet that I have on the trades, just so you can see what the trades were. And this is the actual date. This was the ticker that we took. This was our entry price. This was our exit price, and this was our percentage on those trades, percentage gain. So you can see they run. You know, there's some 20, 29, 30% in there. A lot of 15s and 10s, and you know, it was a zero. This was a break even. But that's typically what you see on these trades that we take. You know, Tesla, we did 640 out at 740. Make $1 on that 15%, 30% on this BABA trade. So this is basically an overview of the trades that we took. This is from April 20th to April 27th, and all of these were in the room. And a lot of them went out on alerts. Not every trade goes out on alert because some of them are too quick. I'm only going to be in the trade for a half an hour, 45 minutes, so I don't alert those, but the other ones we do. And this is also some May trades that we took. I didn't have it, it's not on the spreadsheet yet, so I just put it on a capsule, just to recap here. Again, this was from May 1st to the 16th of May. And again, we had nice wins here, 17% on coin, 20% on Wayfarer. This weekly ATM, I'll explain later. This is a strategy that we use by selling puts every week against a stock that we have long puts on. It's kind of a diagonal spread, but we made 40% on that. And we had a loss here in Texas Instruments. All of that one day, all of the chip stocks went against us, so it gapped down. We didn't have too much choice on that one. But other than that, that's a pretty good record. Again, in April we had 35 wins and 5 losses for an 89% win rate. May 1st through 18th was 20 wins and 3 losses, 87% win rate. Again, you see that we're not taking we're taking trades, but we only take the highest probability trade setups, and this is basically the results that we've been showing recently. These are some of the alert trades. I want to show you some of the trades that we did on alerts, because some of the trades in the room we take, but we don't alert. But these are the alerted trades recently. And we had BNTX here. And again, what I said was $2,000 invested in each trade, what it would have produced for a profit. So BNTX in at 81, out at $1.21 first thing in the morning. $2,000 invested produced $1,000 profit. And you can see these we did it for Run, which is a solar company, in at 33, out at 43. Doesn't sound like much, 10 cents, but it's 30% profit. So that would have produced $600 profit. And you can see these are down. Alta, we get in for 266, out for 366 overnight, $700 profit on a $2,000 investment. And on it goes. ACN 855 profit, Delta Airlines $913 profit, and BABA in for 4, out for 450, small profit. We did this in 2 hours, $250 profit, 13% gain. In Twillo, in at 415, out at 515 the next day. That was an overnight trade. Again, that was alerted out, $500 profits on that. And here's some more that I've added recently. Dash in at 64, out at 84, 31% profit. So you can see the range of profits that we take. Listen, we don't get 300, 400, 500% gains on the trades we take. We're looking for 15 to 50 or 60% most of the time on the trades that we take, which is pretty good. If you're hitting 80, 85 or 90% of your trades, that's a pretty nice win rate. So here we had Square. Again, 30% profit, $600 profit. Gold, fairly small win here. Made 50 cents on it, 50 cents a contract, $250 profit on a $2,000 investment. And on it goes. So there's 581 on match. And DraftKings we just did this past week, in $1.65, out at 2, same day, 21% profit, $420 profit on 200. And again, ZM we also did here, in at 35, out at 45. That's called a time spread we did over earnings, basically a calendar spread that we did over earnings, and that produced a $570 profit. So those are the recent trades, just so you can see what the track record looks like. So let's talk about the alert service itself and why we actually have this alert service. Because I do have a live room where I'm there every day from 9:15 till 4 o'clock, trading live all day long. But we also have a Compass alert services, options alert service, and it's basically designed for day traders and short-term swing traders. It's designed for traders who can't watch the market all day. A lot of people work, or just they just can't be by their computer all day, or don't want to be their computer all day. So it's designed for those folks, and folks that are looking for the real-time alerts on the highest probability trade setups. Again, if you're looking for 50 or 60 alerts a week, you're not going to get it here. We do only the highest probability trade setups. So today we had 2 trades alerted. We had Microsoft that we made $200 a contract on, and we had Meta that we made $1.25 a contract on. Those 2 went out on alerts. They were closed out same day. Nice profits on those. And how do we find these highest probability trade setups? We do it by identifying institutional involvement. Like I was showing, when the institutions are in a trade, we want to be in the trade, whether it's long or short. When the institutions are not in the trade, we don't want to be in there. We don't want to be in there with these retail traders. And then I also look at market internals off the dominator system that I'll show you. And also, obviously, we're doing technical analysis, looking for support resistance levels, etc. We do all of that. But that's what the alert service is looking for, the highest probability trades. And we're trying to do this in a relatively low stress environment. So we're not chasing stocks, we're not doing hyper scalping, anything like that. So that's what this alert service does and who it's for. All right, and when the alerts go out, they're going to be alerted by SMS text message. You get an alert on your cell phone. And what we say in the room is we trade the best and skip the rest. Basically, we're just looking for the very best trades and skipping everything else. We also say that for trading, as traders, our objective is not to make trades. Our objective is to make money. We make money by making trades, but we only do that by making the best trades. And so we're not just making trades to make trades. We're looking to make money by only taking the best. So every alerted trade is going to include the stock symbol, of course, the option strike price, the option expiration date, and the price to pay for the option. And that could be a range. It could be, $1 to $1.05 or something like that. Generally, when the alert goes out, you're not going to have a sell price in there yet. Usually, I wait until I see what the price action looks like before we put a sell price on there. So, but the exit price, when we do send it out, because you'll get an alert on, sell at a certain price, you want to put in there is good till canceled, because a lot of times these sell prices will be put on the alert and they'll come to you like at 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the afternoon. You want to have them good till canceled so that the trade is working in the morning when the market opens. So you want to be in there when the market opens, have that trade working. So that's what the trades are. Trade alerts will be when they come to you. And again, how do we achieve these stunning results? You have to remember that as retail traders, we're trading against tens of thousands, probably millions of other retail traders around the world. We're not trading against the institutions. We're not going to beat the institutions. We're trading with the institutions. So the retail traders who are going to do well and be consistently profitable are the retail traders who have the best tools and know how to use the best tools. And the Compass system is one of the tools we use. It identifies institutional trading. So we're basically going to war every day with these other retail traders. That's what we're doing. It's a battle out there. They're trying to take our money, and we're trying to take theirs. And if we've got better tools than they do, which we do, they're at a big disadvantage. So we have a big advantage because of that. So how do we achieve these stunning results? We're able to identify when institutions are driving a trade and when market internals are heavily bullish or bearish. These two things, along with the technical setups, how we find these highest probability trades. So we only take trades when both of these are in our favor to align our trades with the institutions in the market. Now, the market internals can be neutral quite a bit. So in those cases, the trades we're taking are going to be leaning on the institutions. If the market internals aren't giving us any indication of market direction, then we're going to lean on what the institutions are doing. Is where we're going to go. But when they both line up, then you've got the most high probability trade. So that's what we're looking for, highest probability trade setups. Now the two systems, and I'll show you the charts on them and what they look like here. The compass system identifies stocks that are being moved by institutional buying and selling. It also identifies stocks that don't have any institutional buying and selling moving them, so we can avoid those. This is how we find what the institutions are doing, and I'll show you how the compass system does that. And the dominator system displays market internals and produces buy or sell signals when the difference in the number of stocks moving up on up volume and upticks versus the stocks moving down on down volume and downticks is very large. So if you have 700 stocks moving up on up volume and upticks and 100 stocks moving down on down volume and downticks, you've got a big disparity to the buy side. You're going to get a buy signal on the dominator system. So these are the two systems that we use to get us in the right direction. We're running scanners and we're looking for specific stocks, but we're looking for them that line up on both of these systems. So how do we identify when institutions are creating a trend? And this is really important because it's nice to know what the institutions are doing, but how do you do that? Well, we do what's called the triple screen assessment of four things here. And triple screen assessment is basically multiple time frames. If we're looking at a 5-minute time frame, the system is looking at the 5-minute, the 15-minute, and the 45-minute, and it's looking for them to be be trading in the same direction. So we look at 4 different things. We look at momentum on the 3 different time frames. They'd all have to be lined up. All momentum would need to be bullish on all 3 time frames. For example, if we're going long, if momentum is bullish on all 3 time frames, the likelihood that's not institutions driving that is pretty low. It's most likely going up. The momentum is strong across all those time frames. The institutions are in there driving that. We're looking for a triple screen assessment or a multi-time frame direction in the trend of the stock. Momentum is different than trend, but the trend is also important. We want all 3 of those time frames to show a trend moving in the same direction. We're also looking for the three times to be showing the same on money flow. You want money flow going up. If you're going bullish, you want it to be showing the money flow is positive on all 3 time frames. And then we use another one called quant, which I'll show you the chart on this. Quant is looking at related instruments. What this looks at is, for example, if you're trading Microsoft long, then the quant looks at all the stocks that trade with Microsoft 70% of the time or more. In other words, these stocks will move with Microsoft 70% of the time or more. It looks at the other stocks, and we call it the quant. And if we've got most of those stocks that move with Microsoft 70% of the time moving up with Microsoft across 3 different time frames, then that's also going to give us an alignment. So if all of these aligned across multiple time frames, the likelihood that this is not an institution driving this trade is really, really small. It's really, really small. And I'll show you this on a chart in just a minute. But that's what the system is looking at, and that's really important. One other thing we look at is relative strength and relative weakness on stocks as well. Stocks with relative strength to the SPY obviously are going to be stronger than the SPY, and they're going to be good longs. All right, so what's the dominator look at? Dominator, as I just said, it looks at market internals. It's looking across 5 different indexes. It's looking across the Dow, New York Stock Exchange, triple Qs, the S&P 500, and the IWM, the Russell 2000. It's looking at all of these stocks on all of these indexes right here. And it's analyzing the number of stocks moving up on up volume and upticks versus the stocks moving down on down volume and downticks. Now it's looking at it on each one of these individually, and then it's looking at it in total across all of these indexes. And when you've got all of these indexes moving up with high internals, then it's even more compelling. The Dow is only 30 stocks, so if this is red and all of these are green, that's likely going to be a strong uptrend. If they're all green, it's a very strong uptrend. So again, when there's a large disparity, like 500 moving up versus 100 moving down, the software is going to create a signal, a buy signal on those, and we use it in conjunction with the compass system to identify even higher probability trade setups. Okay, so that's what the dominator. Here's the compass system looking at institutions. Here's the dominator system looking at market internals. All right, so now we've got these, And this is what we need to trade with. And I'm going to show you some charts of recent trades, and I'm going to show you the charts of high probability trade setups. And I want you to see the two different systems that we're using. Again, you don't have to have the systems. If you're on the alert service or in the room, you don't have to have the systems, but it's going to be extremely helpful to your trading. So this is the compass system, and this is running on Thinkorswim. This is TOS, and this is the compass system and what it looks like. Now, I'm not going to go over every single indicator on here. There's a lot, but these are the four things that I was talking about here. This line right here is a quant. Now, these are the most important right here. And this is a 5-minute chart on the SPY. This is the current time frame momentum right here. In this case, since it's 5 minutes, this is the current time frame momentum on the 5-minute chart. This is the multi-time frame momentum on this chart. So that'd be 5, 15, 45, and here's the quants right here. And this is what's called the bias. This is the last thing to change. So here you see a trade on the SPY. Now, the colors on here are very easy to see. Yellow and red is bearish, and green and blue are bullish. I mean, it's pretty simple. So it's done like that, so you can easily look at the chart and see whether the stock is bullish or bearish for the day and which direction it's going. So obviously, on a day like this, when you got red pretty much across the board, red and yellow, you're only going to be trading the SPY short. So the entrance on the SPY on something like this is a couple of places, but basically what I look at is when it's yellow or red is bearish. So the entry on a trade like this is, you see this compression. Stock's compressing here. We look at the technicals. We get what's called a pop out of the box signal, but the compass system produces this arrow, this pop out of the box signal. This pop out of the box signal right here is telling you that the stock is coming out of compression. Now, one of the indicators that's on here is this little red line here, solid line. That's the 15 EMA of an EMA. That's important because it's a support resistance level. As the stock breaks down off of that 15 EMA, it becomes a really nice entry. And you can see the compass system is telling us that everything's red. The institutions are selling off on the SPY right now. No question that they're selling off. So you can enter right here, and then you just write it down. Again, we get another pop out of the box signal, another pop out of the box signal. But once you start getting some green candles like this, and then a pop out of the box to the upside, you take the trade off. And you can see that the current time frame momentum went from red, which in this particular case is bearish, to blue, which means there's some buying starting to come in. And you can see that reflected here. So you'd be out of the trade here on this green candle with a nice little gain. But I'm spending a little bit of time on here because I want you to see what the indicators look like on the compass system. Again, you've got this pink line here is called the volume weighted average price. That's the VWAP. We typically trade short below the VWAP, long above the VWAP. These dots right here, these big red dots, those are called acceleration dots. Those tells you that the institutional selling is maximized right now. The momentum indicator that we see here is pegged at 0. It's as far down as it can go because it goes between 0 and 100. Gives you an indication of the direction and the power of the direction, the momentum. So that's what some of those indicators are. There's other ones on here. I have videos on all of these, but I just want you to see, because I'm not going to take up your whole afternoon. I want you to see what the compass system looks like right here. So we'll go through some charts. This is the dominator system. Dominator system runs on Ninja. Compass system runs on Thinkorswim. Ninja does a couple of things here. This is all of the indexes I told you that it's looking at whether they're bearish or bullish based on the number of stocks moving up, moving down. You can see this is the SPY same day. You can see how red it is. Most of these indexes are trading to the short side by quite a bit, and we're getting sell signals on it, these little red arrows. We get sell signals on the dominator system. We get a pink background. Pink background tells us that the multi-time frame trend on the SPY is bearish. So we know the trend is bearish on the SPY. We know that the compass system is giving us sell signals. We know that the compass system the dominator system is giving us sell signals. The compass system is giving us sell signals. Everything aligns, and this is where you would take the trade. And you can take it off of any of these arrows right here, and it comes down and gives us a nice win. So those are how I use the two systems together to produce the system. We have a system called the SPY super system, which basically looks for the compass system and the dominator system to align. They'll both be bearish or they'll both be bullish, and we look for trades when those both align, when the stock is coming off of support or resistance level, and then we take those trades. That's called the SPY super system. And it's extremely accurate, but you just have to be patient and wait for those lineups. All right, so here's another one. I'm just going to go over some trades that we've done, and you can see again the compass system, how you can see how obvious this is. All right, so here's Netflix, 5-minute chart. You can see this stock compressing here. See this arrow right here? This is a pop out of the box signal. We had one here, but you notice I wait until this goes yellow, goes from blue to yellow. This tells you going from buying to selling. Everything else is red. So the quants are red, the multi-time frame is red, the bias is red, everything's red. This is where we would take this trade. As it comes off the volume weighted average price, the pink line, we enter the trade right there. It kind of moves sideways, moves down, moves down, moves down, and we get out right here for a 20% gain, 20% profit on these Netflix puts. And you can see everything stayed red all the way through here. You could probably stay in if you wanted to. I took it as the momentum starts to wane. I get out of the trade. And this is a SPY trade here. This is SPY off the dominator. Wants to show you can trade this SPY right off the dominator. But here's a breakdown here. You see the background goes from black to pink. Pink is a multi-time frame bearish. Here's a bunch of sell arrows right here. Now you could have taken it here off these sell arrows, but you notice that you've got some of your market internals that are still showing as green and some red, so it's kind of mixed. So my choice was to take it here on this arrow right here as it breaks down, and everything goes red. You see how we got red across the board. I know I got heavy selling here, and I look at the compass system and it's telling me that the institutions are selling off. We get in right here, and we took this was a pretty quick trade. You can see sell signals stay on the dominator system, and we get out down here for a $250 profit. You can trade off the dominator system or the compass system, but I use them both in combination. And I think for intraday trading, probably better to use. If you're just having one, I would say the compass system is the best one to use because of the institutional involvement. It's telling you what the institutions are doing. Okay, so I'm just going to share some charts. They'll look redundant, but what I'm trying to do is get you to see what the compass system and the dominator system, how they're showing us to take these trades. This is a Tesla 5-minute chart. This is a short. You notice here, you see how the colors keep changing on the current time frame? You get yellow, you get red, you get blue, you get yellow. This is just a bunch of chop in here. So you can see it. You can see the compression and nothing's going on. Then we go all of a sudden, this goes yellow, this is yellow, this is red, this is yellow. This is a short now because we're breaking down with a pop out of the box signal coming out of compression off of the 15 EMA, and we would take it short right here. And you can see everything's red or yellow, so we stay short till right down here. This was the actual end of the day right here. This was a Tesla short, moved down nice, made some nice money on that. Dropped from about 112 to about $109. So that's about $3 on the options. Pretty nice trade. Just take a sip of water here. Okay. So that's Tesla. This was a Tesla we took overnight. And I'm going to show you a few other indicators, but this was you see how we had a pop out of the box signal at the end of the day, and everything was yellow or red. So we took the puts on Tesla overnight, and it gapped down in the morning. It fell from 120 to 112. The puts exploded. These puts we went up about $7 a contract, about $700 a contract on these Tesla puts based on that. We get out down here. We had one blue right here, but that was quickly erased and it stayed red. So I get out right down here as the momentum started to fade. All right, so I'll keep looking some more. This is Z. This is another trade on Z. I want you to see how easy it is to see when the stock is bullish or bearish. Obviously bearish. Obviously got a pop out of the box signal, got a compression, a great place to buy right there. Get a couple of doji candles or short candles, and then write it down a little bit. Then we get in down here. That wasn't really moving with a lot of momentum, but we had a nice trade. This is a daily chart on Oxy. I want you to see that you can use the compass system for daily charts as well. This shaded area in here is what's called the dynamic compression zone. This is when the stock is, this compass system puts this dynamic compression zone in, but on the daily, you can see this big move out of that dynamic compression zone. You see how we go from red to blue and then to green, and everything is green or blue right here. And this was the day we took it. This is the candle here for that day. This is the intraday trade we took. We watch it to see what it's doing. You can see it's compressing here. Late in the morning, it's compressing. But finally, we get a move here. Everything's green. Finally, the current time frame of the 5-minute goes to blue, which is bullish. And then we just wait for a pop out of the box signal off this 15 EMA, and we buy it right there on this blue pop out of the box signal, and we ride it up up here to 68.54. Again, about $2.50 to the upside on Oxy. This is a Tesla trade. This is a 5-minute trade. What I wanted to, the reason I show this chart is these candles right here I've got constructed are called Heikin-Achi candles. These are basically take 2 candles to make one. And what you look for in a Heikin-Achi candle is a wick and a tail, or just a wick or a tail, and then you go to flat bottoms. And anytime you have flat bottoms, when it goes from a wick to a flat bottom, it's called a Heikin-Achi reversal. And that shows you that's a bullish move. Pop out of the box signal, everything's green. We went long right here, and we just rode this thing all the way up here. So that was a really nice trade in Tesla. All right, hold on just one second here. Okay, that was my dog meeting somebody at the front door for me. Okay, so here's another SPY trade again. This seems redundant, but I'm trying to show you how helpful the system is to show us when we're finding high probability trades. This is a high probability trade in a SPY on a 5-minute. Here's the pop out of the box signal. Here's the VWAP, the pink line. Here's the compass system telling us that on the 5 minutes time frame right now, the institutions now are selling. It goes from blue to yellow. They're selling. We grab it and we just take it right down right here, and then we get out when the candles get smaller. This is a quick 20 or 25-minute trade. But again, you see how it went to yellow and then just stayed yellow or red all the rest of the way across here. This was a Meta trade. This was a daily chart in Meta. We took this here short as it broke down on a dynamic compression, went from blue here to yellow, take it short, write it down. This was an overnight trade. And here's crowd, same thing, dynamic compression zone, breaking down, goes from green to yellow. That's your indication that we've gone to selling on the daily chart. This is a daily, so this would be 1 day, 3 days, 9, 1, 3, and 9 here. You can see it went bearish here. It was already bearish on the multi-time frame. You get in and you just write it down. Obviously, you get out when it goes back to blue again. This was an IBM. This was another nice trade that we took on an overnight. And then dynamic compression zone. See the shaded area here. We go yellow here. This was a dividend. It goes from yellow to blue, so it's bullish there. It stays blue, and then it goes green here. We rode this. We just took this as an overnight trade and made money on the overnight calls. And this is QSR. This is what I want to show you how we line these charts. This is a daily chart. So when I trade, I always look at the daily chart first. I want the stocks I'm taking. If I'm going long on the 5-minute chart, I want them to be bullish on the daily chart. I want those 2 time frames to line up. I don't want to be taking a stock long that has a bearish daily chart. It doesn't give me any flexibility to stay in the trade for a period of time. So here's QSR. You can see QSR went yellow, blue. You see this pop here, and then we've got green. So the compass system is telling us institutions are buying this on a daily basis coming out of this compression. So here's QSR on the compass system on the same day. So here it is coming across, compressing. You see we're getting different colors here, and then it goes to green right here. And then we get a pop out of the box signal when everything has gone green. This is where you would want to buy right off the 15. And then you just ride it right up on QSR. And then you can get out right here. As the stock starts to compress, you get a yellow candle. You see it goes back to yellow here. You're out of the trade. You're riding this up for a nice little profit. Now, this is QSR. Remember, it's daily, 5 minute. Here's the dominator. This is the dominator in QSR, same day. This is what we see in the dominator. We see dark green background. Multi-time frame trend is bullish. So we're going to stay in this. We're going to take this long. Now, we're not getting any buy signals on the dominator yet. But now I did take it right here off of this compression because of the compass system was also telling me to go long right here, about 11:30. So this is where I took it, right here in this, but I didn't have a buy signal, but I also didn't have a sell signal. I knew it was at least neutral. And then we started getting buy signals on the dominator system here, which we can add to the position and reinforce the long here. And it just kept going up. And you can see these little pullbacks. This is like retail traders trying to pick the top. They come in, they try to pick the top. The institutions come back in and swamp them. Here's another SPY chart. Again, just to show you what the dominator looks like. See, it went from a black background, which is no multi-time frame trend, to a pink background. That's a multi-time frame bearish trend. And here we have a sell signal. The dominator system went sell signal here, and then you just jump right in here, and as it breaks down to the 15, you go in and write it down. And you're probably not going to stay in this an awful long time. It's just kind of moving sideways. You can see a lot of the momentum's coming out of the trade, but you got 3 nice long candles on the SPY. And this is another dominator trade, just so you can see what the dominator looks like. Notice it went all green right here. See the buy signal? Went from black to this lightest blue, which is slightly bullish, to very bullish. So you could enter right here, or you could wait till you get this dark green and enter right here. Really a nice trade, and the dominator is just, just giving you these buy signals one right after the other here. Everything's green. Compass system was green. Perfect setup, perfect way to match those up. Here's one in Netflix, same thing right here. See how it's all green right there, 11:45. Big candle. You're probably not going to catch this. I usually wait till till the candle closes, and then I wait for compression. And then when I get a break like this with a buy signal out of compression, that's where I would enter. I'd take it here, and then I would just ride this thing up and get out probably somewhere up here when they're starting to get a lot of red candles sticking in there. But you can see the dominator system is telling us the market internals are very, very bullish here. And here's SPY, very, very bearish. Here it's coming down. You got black background, then we go to a light pink background. This is a bearish move right here. See, the dominator goes all red. You can actually buy this with a black background if you want to. When you get all red on the dominator, this is telling you that the multi-time frame trend on the SPY is neutral, but the dominator is telling you the institutions were also SPY super system. Keeps the sell signals just a nice trade. Again, here's another SPY. Lost audio. Did you guys lose audio here? Okay, it's good now. I don't know what happened. That's weird. All right, I'll get to your questions here just as soon as I wrap this up. I can't handle those all at one time. Again, here's the SPY system. That's the SPY on the compass system. It's really, really, really. You look at this this move right here on the SPY. It's just coming right off this 15 EMA. Everything goes green, and you just ride it right up. It's just not a big move, but this is the end of the day right here. But it's a pretty decent move, and you can see it keeps you in the trade all the way along with those green multi-time frame and current time frame trends. And again, same thing here on the SPY on the dominator system. There is your There's your dark green background telling you that it's a multi-time frame trend to the upside. You've got buy signals right here off the 15, perfect place to get in. And this is the end of the day right here. After it turns, that's turned reds, that's the next morning. Here's your trade right here for about 45 minutes or an hour. Okay, so that's the service. That's the compass system, the dominator system, and what I use in the room to find these trades. And again, I have a trading room that you can be a member of. It goes trades every day from about 9:15 to about 4:30 or 4 o'clock till the market closes. Then we also have the alert service, which was what we were talking about here, which you can get alerts on all of these high probability trades we take. And the what we're offering here on the alert service is that this is what we call a Memorial Day special, $9.97 a year. And I showed you some of the trades we've been taking. You can see that can get paid for pretty quickly, or $2.97 a quarter. Again, all the trades will come out by SMS text alerts. And for the first 10 traders who sign up, you get to be in my live trading room for a month, 1 month. You get a masterclass series. I've got videos on how to find high probability trade setups using the compass system and the dominator system. And I've got videos on all of the different trading strategies we use. The weekly ATM strategy, the time spread strategy, how to do put credit spreads, all of those, so that, and they're about a half an hour each. So they're small chunks of time, so you can learn that, and that comes with anybody who joins gets that. And you're going to learn the secret ingredients, the winning trades. Basically, when you take trades during the day, I post a chart so I can show you exactly why we're taking the trade. So if you're in the room, you can see that, and you can. The idea is to allow people to learn how to do this themselves. If you've got the compass system and the dominator system, it's very easy to find out, learn how to do these things, and I try to be very transparent in the trades and show you exactly why I'm taking them. Now, if you're interested in the compass system is only $9.97 annually. That's you're investing in a piece of software that you will have to make your own trades. So if you want to do your own trading, or even if you're in the room, most people in the room have the compass system so that they can look at the trades that they're trading as well. But the compass system is only $9.97 a year. And again, you'll get a market scanner for a year. You get the live trading room for a month, 1 month for the live trading room, and you get the masterclass series, the same as we talked about with the text. And if you want both the compass and the dominator system, which is what I have and what a lot of people have who are serious about trading, $14.97 annually for both of those systems. And of course, for the first 10, you're going to get the market scanner, same as you did on the compass. You're going to get my live trading room for a month, and after the first month, it's a subscription, and you're going to get the masterclass series. So those are the three things that we have. We have the alert service, $9.97 a year, $2.97 a quarter. It gets you all these alerts. They come right to your phone. You can take those trades. You'll get the exact entry that we're taking it at. You'll have an exit alert as well, telling you what to get out at, what price to get out. As I said, we did 2 today, one on Microsoft. We had made $2 on that, and also on Meta. We made $1.25 on that one in a really fairly quick period of time, just like an hour and a half on each one of those trades. So those are the three alerts: the alert service, the compass system, only $9.97, really an extremely inexpensive way to find out what institutions are doing, because it's really important to know what institutions are doing. It puts us head and shoulders above the rest of the retail traders. And the compass system and the dominator system, $14.97 annually. So you can see what the institutions are doing with the compass system and what the market internals are showing you to see if you've got an alignment in both of those. And if you're going to be doing the SPY super system, that's what you'd use. You'd use those two, right? And the market scanner. So what I'll say is I'm going to answer all the questions here that you put in here. But if you're interested, you go ahead and put your name and phone number, or your name and your Skype username in the chat box, and that'll guarantee you those three add-ons if you end up buying. And that's going to allow Rory to give you a call and just answer any questions you might have. So if you're at least been interested and you'd like to maybe get some more information, because this was a fairly quick webinar, I couldn't go into an awful lot of detail in the time we had. Again, 786-732-4656. But if you put your name and number in there, or name and Skype name, he'll go ahead and follow up with you. He'll get back to you, and just call you one time. It's not going to pressure you into anything. So that's those are the offers, and I'm going to look at some questions here and see what we've got. Okay, let's look here. How many SPY trade setups do you average a week? You know, Larry, it's really hard to say. Lanny, it's hard to say how many there is SPY trade setups in a week with the dominator and the compass. You know, on a day like today, there was quite a few. Because you can get in and get out several times, but they lined up a lot today. There was probably 4 or 5 really good setups today. Some days there aren't any. You know, some days there aren't any. It depends on what the market's doing. That's all we can do. Ian, how's the compass system different from the money flow? Are they similar? Yeah, the compass system is what is the system that runs on the Thinkorswim that's looking for institutional buying and selling. The money flow tracker goes on the Ninja platform and looks at the same thing. It's looking at what institutions are doing. It's just running on a different platform. It's running on Ninja instead of Thinkorswim. Have the arrows replace the lines of the box? I don't know what you're talking about on the lines. You're talking about the vertical lines at the bottom, because the arrows that are put in there. And I'm not sure if you're talking about the compass system or the dominator system, but basically the dominator system uses arrows, like this. Okay, now you don't have to have these lines on your chart. I keep them on here. You don't have to have them. You know, this will tell you when there's a large number of not institutions, but a large number of market internals showing you buying going on in these market internals. You don't have to have, but I like to see how many of the indexes are either green or red, so I can help determine how much more effective that might be. If they're all green, it gives you a better indication that that's how strong it is. Yeah, see, I lost sound apparently a long way. I'm not sure where that was. Do I announce the dominator trades in the live trading room? I do. I keep the dominator up all day long, and I tell you what the dominator is showing. You know, whether it's neutral, whether it's bullish, whether it's bearish, and the compass system at the same time. So if I see the dominator system is giving a buy signal, compass system's giving a buy signal, then we'll say that this is, you know, that would be a buy, like if it's on the SPY. Depends on the stock that I'm looking at the time, but I do keep it up on my screen, and I call it out in the room all the time. We also have a Discord room that we have a couple of professional traders in there posting some of the trades, all the trades we take, also posting charts, looking for high probability trades, and they are also bring you up to date on the dominator during the day. We did on the last trade. Okay, sounds back now. Okay, Bob. Listen, I appreciate your number in there. Rory will give you a follow up. We'll talk to you about and answer any questions you might have. How quickly we need to take actions on the alerts. You know the alerts. It's really hard to say because I put them out as soon as I see the trade. How fast is the stock moving? You know, like with today with Meta, I put out the trade on Meta. When the trade alert went out, the stock actually backed off a little bit, so you actually could have got in cheaper. But sometimes the stock will take off and go, and it might be at a higher price. I put them out there as quickly as I can, and most of the time, if you just wait for the stock to take the price that I put in there, it'll pull back and you'll be able to get filled at that price. I don't recommend necessarily chasing if the stock's running up really fast, but I mean, you want to take action pretty quickly. Some of these are swing type trades. But right now, the market is very difficult to take swings, so most of them are intraday trades. And I also do what's called time spreads over earnings, and you have a lot of time to do those. And if I put those out like at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, as long as you get the trade on before 3:30 or 4, you're fine. Compression box, dynamic compression you're talking about. Yeah, those arrows are popping out of dynamic compression. Those are pop out of the box signals. What about futures index trading during the day? Is there a separate room for that? Yeah, the Right Line has a futures room where they trade futures Craig does this each day. He uses a Ninja platform to trade futures. And then we also have David Kushner that's in a prop room where actually he's using the same software, but he's trading more indexes than Craig is. He's using a lot of different indexes, and he's trading with 6 prop counts from Apex, and he's working with folks who are trying to get qualified for a prop trade or a prop account. Did I mention the scanner? Yeah, we'll have a scanner on. There's a couple of scanners on Thinkorswim. I'm working on a couple of scanners right now. The scan on Thinkorswim. In fact, let me just drop this down for a minute. I'll bring it back here in just a second. Let me bring up the. So here's this is my live chart here. This is the scanners that I had running today on Thinkorswim. This is telling us looking for stocks that are breaking out with a pop out of the box signal, either up or down. But I just want to show you, this is the Microsoft trade we took today, and where we took this trade in Microsoft was here this morning, and you can see how this was all green here, and we get a pop out of the box signal here. And we just took it and up, and it pulled back a little bit, but we wrote it up to around here and then get out, and then it pulled back a little bit, but nice profits on that. And we also did Meta today. And Meta, again, same thing with Meta. We actually took Meta a little bit later this afternoon, I think. Yeah, right in here. So this is where we took Meta. You see this? We went to blue here, yellow, red to blue to green, pop out of the box signal, and we wrote it up from here and took $1.25 on Meta. Again, I see everything is green. You see all this stock moving up. It's pretty easy to see. So that's what we had. That's two of the trades we took today. All right, so that's the alert service there. $997.25 a year, $297.25. Compass system, $997 annually. Is a really tremendous piece of software for that kind of a price. It's really pretty stunning that you can find out what the institutions are doing with that piece of software. Again, this gives you a huge edge over other retail traders. And both systems, Compass and Dominator. So, all right. So that kind of wraps it up. Again, I appreciate everybody being in the listening to the webinar here on a Friday before a long weekend. I do appreciate you taking the time to listen to me. I hope you found it use. These are powerful systems. I think you'll love the alert service because it's obviously it's going to make you some money. That's the whole point. And you don't guarantee that, of course, but you can see the trades that we've been taking and how well they work. So a very high probability trading room. That's what we do. The room itself is really structured to trade the best, skip the rest. It's meant to help people become consistently profitable traders, and it's also meant to educate traders no matter what level they're at to become better traders. And we try to do it in what would be considered a very low stress environment. We don't do a lot of scalping or any scalping or hyper scalping. We try to do this with a fairly low stress environment, as low as it can be when you've got money at risk. Because I think that you're much less likely to burn out if you're trading in a very structured and methodical method without a lot of emotion involved. Trading shouldn't be like riding on a roller coaster at Six Flags or something. It should be just very methodical, day in and day out. You're just doing the same thing. You're just bringing in money. That's what we try to do. All right, thanks very much, Lenny. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, and look forward to seeing some folks in the room next Tuesday. Everybody enjoy their Memorial Day weekend. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. Think about the servicemen who have given their lives for the country.